Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to go from this to skin like this. So this is quite the video for me to be doing because I have no makeup on. But yeah, so I have no makeup on and I've got all these comments being like, oh, your skin's so perfect and you should do a skincare routine. And my skin is not perfect. As you can see, I break out really bad through my mouth, and a lot of this is just acne scarring that isn't going to go away for a long time probably, and it sucks and I hate it, and that's why I wear a lot of foundation, or wear foundation every day, not a lot of it, because I try not to put too much on so it doesn't look too cakey. But yeah, so I have terrible skin and now y'all can see it. But I'm not really afraid for people to know, because who cares? Everybody I know has had at least one breakout, and I know a lot of people with really bad skin, and I don't think it's anything that you should be embarrassed about, but I totally can empathize, because sometimes you're like, I don't know, it's like your skin, you want to look pretty. I feel like your skins are like canvas and then your makeup, so I can empathize, and I sometimes feel that way, like, why is my skin so bad, and it sucks. And I know that, and I never had bad skin in high school or even my freshman year in college. I didn't have bad skin, but I've done a lot of reading and seen some people, and I know that when you break out through your mouth area, it a lot of times has to do with hormones, so, and like being stressed out. So I do my best, and for skincare, because it does work, the stuff I use definitely works, but like I said, a lot of this is scarring, is Burt's Bees, and I always try and go with something natural, because I didn't have acne-prone skin before. I don't think that I need something really harsh. A lot of times when you over-dry your skin, it also causes you to break out. Another thing is you should always wash your pillowcases, especially if you have a breakout. You should wash your pillowcases, because if you have a breakout, the bacteria gets on your pillowcase. I hate talking about acne, but whatever. It gets on your pillowcases, and then if you're like breakout, is that what it's called? I don't know. Clears up. And then you go back to sleep on that same pillowcase, then you're putting that bacteria back on your face, and it's really gross and bad for you, and bad for your skin. And oh, and you shouldn't, and this is something I do, is you shouldn't lean on your face like this, because pressure can cause acne also. These are weird things that I found out over trying to figure out why the heck my skin was breaking out. Alright, the first thing you want to do is moisturize your skin. So I am taking Clean and Clear Oil-Free Dual Action Moisturizer. This has salicylic acid in it. So I do use one thing with salicylic acid in it. And this is moisturizes dry skin and treats and helps prevent pimples. So I use this every single day. And I use this all over my face, and I already did it because I do it when I get out of the shower, because, oh, fun fact, your skin retains the most moisture 60 seconds after you get out of the shower. So I like run in here and like put on all my moisturizer because I want it to retain a lot of moisture. And yeah, so that's good to know. Anyway, so that's the first thing I do. Then I go ahead and I follow up with this stuff from Muleta. It's called cold cream, but I don't really know what cold cream is, to be honest. But I know that this is a moisturizer because I got it in Germany, and somebody who's from Germany, not from German, who is German, told me that this is a moisturizer. So I use this just around my nose because my nose gets really dry on the sides, and I use it right here because that gets dry too. And this is a really moisturizing. I also use another moisturizer that is easier to find. This one is called Ultra Repair Cream, and it's by First Aid, and you can get this at Sephora for $15. So the next step of your face is a primer. I don't wear a primer every day because I don't find it to be necessary, and so why put an extra step in that takes more time? But my favorite primer is oil-free from a foundation primer that's oil-free from Laura Mercier, or Mercier, however you say it. So I'm taking my Laura Mercier primer and I'm going down through my T-zone, because this is the area that really needs to be primed. You really don't need much of this primer. Next is foundation. I'm using Mineral Wear Talc-Free Mineral Foundation from Physicians Formula. I'm putting a little bit on the back of my hands, and I am going to apply this using my hands, because personally for me, I'm not a big, like, foundation brushes don't really work out for me. Not so good for me. Then I tried the stippling, which I like to use for blush. Doesn't work for me. Tried this, and it works the best out of all of them that I've tried, but still not for me, really. I like using my hands. I like to warm up the foundation in my hands and then have it meld with my skin much better. So I'm taking a little bit on my finger and I'm just going to place some dots around my face. And then on my forehead. Now that I got all these dots all over me, I'm going to go ahead and take my hands and smooth out my skin. Smooth out the foundation. Just blending it into my face. So I am blending this down my neck and back onto my ears so that I don't get a demarcation line. Alright, so now that I have my foundation on, you can kind of see some of the scars through still. But if you were just going out to run errands, this is definitely acceptable. So I would just put powder on and then go. But next is the best step. So you have to pick the right concealer. Personally, I have gone through quite a few, and I found the one that I like the best. So ones that I've tried are Vichy Derma Blend. This works amazingly. Unfortunately, the color selection isn't on point. There's only a few shades, and they're all a little bit too yellow for me and don't blend in well with my skin. So this didn't end up working out. Then I tried the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I have this in NW20, which is my color, and it's still something about the way when it dries. I think it also oxidizes, but when it dries darker on my skin, so it almost highlights the fact that I'm broken out, and it's really not cute for me. I probably need to try a different color, but I am NW20 and everything else, so I think that's pretty weird. Yeah, but then I tried the NW15 because I was super pale in the Studio Finish Concealer from MAC, and I found that this is just a little too light, and it almost also highlights because it's lighter than the rest of my skin, so it's like, here, look at this blemish. Not so cute. Then I finally found the solution, and this is the same one as the NW15. It's the Studio Finish Concealer, and this is an NW20, and you can see a bristle in there from my Sigma brush that I told you sheds, and I still use it, which is stupid, but I do. And this works really well. It covers up my blemishes, and it doesn't like dry on them, so it looks really cakey, and it looks really good when you set it with powder. I go ahead and take the SS224 from Sigma, and I have it loaded up already with some concealer, and I use this brush to conceal because it's fluffy, so it almost gives like an airbrush look, so it's not as noticeable, and it blends in with your skin really well, so you can't tell that you're putting a different product on there. So I just go and target my blemishes in places where I have acne scarring, and as you can see, it's already gotten that blemish. So then I'll show you this side. So you can see where I have acne scarring, and I just take this brush, voila, load it up with a concealer, and I just do circular motions over the acne scars. Now, as you can see, you cannot see them. So I'm just going to continue concealing problem areas. A lot of times women get red around their nose and on their chin because of hormones, and it sucks. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal those places. Take the same concealer because I believe this works really well under the eyes, even though some people don't think it does. They also say that it doesn't photograph well, but I've never had a problem, and I'm obsessed with taking pictures of myself, so I know that. But I'm gonna just go underneath my eyes and blend it out. Alright, so there we have our face concealed, and looking beautiful. So now we want to set all the work that we just did. One of my favorite setting powders, which is also another drugstore product, is the Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. And this stuff, one, lasts forever because it's a lot. Like, do you see how big this container is? And it works really well, and it's super cheap, and that's the best part. So I'm just going to take a big powder brush and put some of this on here, and then go over especially where you concealed, because you really want that to be set. And I wouldn't say do this on your cheeks because your face isn't naturally matte, but you obviously don't want to look shiny. So your T-zone, where is usually the most shiny, is where you should concentrate the powder. Then you have a little bit left, go over your cheeks. So I'm just going to go where I concealed, up around my nose, do the eyebrows, and onto the forehead. And then whatever I have left, I'm just bringing around. Now, another thing that a lot of people say to do is to put concealer on your eyelids. If you have, like, you can tell mine are darker than the rest of my face, but I don't think that you should at all because it tends to crease your eye makeup. So I think that the best approach is to put a primer on your eyelids, and if it's not a pigmented primer like the Stay Don't Stray, if it's something like the Urban Decay Primer Potion, then put like a flesh tone color eyeshadow all over your eyelid to start off. But using that powder versus the creamy concealer is definitely going to make it so it doesn't crease as much, because who wants creasy eyeshadow? Okay, this is how you get rid of unwanted blemishes. As you can see, you can't see anything on my face, and I am so glad that makeup exists because I don't really like having blemishes on my face, and I don't think anybody really would. So thanks for checking this out, guys, and I hope you enjoy, and yeah, woo, no bad skin for anyone to see. See you later, guys. Also, be nice to me. It was a lot of work to get on camera and not have any makeup on. Really, it doesn't bother me, but whatever. Enjoy, guys, and don't feel like you have to wear makeup every single day because you're probably beautiful without it. Bye.